We're back to classic iPhone filming. So today, welcome back to another Reading the Bible cover together. Today we are going through Psalm 17, 6 to 18, 36, a fantastic psalm here. 17:14 is my first point. It's an interesting implication on the wicked here. Let's just jump right into it. From men by your hand, O Lord, from men of this world whose portion is in this life, you fill their womb with treasure. They are satisfied with children, and they leave their abundance to their infants. Which is a wholesome thing, but it's an interesting description of the wicked. You fill their womb with treasure, and they're just satisfied with children. So surely there is something more in this life than just having kids and continuing on. 18:2, we see some classical rock imagery. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my rock in whom I take refuge. 18:8, physical description here. Smoke went up from his nostrils and devouring fire from his mouth. Glowing coals flamed forth from him. Once again, physical description. Allegorical, who knows? God does. 18:20, I find the commentary interesting in this section because it helps explain something of Old Testament righteousness, blamelessness, and stuff like that here. I'll read the verse first. The Lord dealt with me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanliness of my hands, he rewarded me. So the commentary talks about David claims that he has faithfully kept the ways of the Lord, and thus God has rewarded him. These claims are not self-righteous. The ways, the rules, and the statutes of the Lord include provisions for receiving forgiveness of sins. We see a little bit later in, we'll get to that in a second. So in a sense that David's righteousness isn't because of himself, but because God has allowed him a margin of error of forgiveness, if that makes sense. 18:30, this God, his way is perfect, the word of the Lord proves true. Once again, God is perfect and his word is true. 18:31, rock imagery once again, for who is God but the Lord, and who is a rock except our God. And then 18:32, it explains a little bit more about David's righteousness. 32, the God who equipped me with strength and made my way blameless. Once again, David's righteousness is not because of himself, but because of God. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.